this is Cody, and I'm Erica, and welcome to Unarticulate, where we're just two friends who can't speak. And Cody became a robot since our last episode.
Yes, this is true. Really hard. Excuse me as I just slurp a derp derp on this whiny wine.
On a work night?
Not a work night. Ooh, that is very sweet. I will never let Micah pick out wine again.
Perfect.
Micah, for those who do not know, Micah is a coworker of mine. He likes very sweet wine, and I like everything minus very, very sweet. So, that's great.
Hooray.
It's all his fault. So what's up with you, lady? What's going on?
I have changed locations because I didn't feel like putting my apartment back together. I still need to find a location to sit where we film, but my door is wide open. So if something creeps in and takes me, it's been nice.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
It's been nice.
Who's gonna come take you?
Anybody.
Oh.
Anybody. I literally 3 weeks ago accidentally set the fire alarm off in my apartment. And that box right there, it's like an alarm box. I pushed acknowledge, and then the alarm turned off, and I was like, oh, hooray. I also opened the window. Everything was good. Like, RUPD, public safety, didn't come here until like an hour later. I was like, that's a little concerning. Like,
I would have been burnt to a crisp.
I was like, is it because I acknowledged the fact that I pushed the button? Because then I just took Storm for a walk afterwards and was like, all right, this is fine. Like, nobody's gonna come. And then when I got back, I let her off the leash at the back door. So she just books it through the building. And some guy was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I was like, who's here? Who's in the lair of my hall? So.
And no one's here right now, so get out.
No, nobody lives here.
Maybe Storm, your very female dog, just randomly sprouted a male voice and was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
If she starts talking, I'm going to leave. That's it. See you later.
Especially in very male voice.
It's been nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what's going on with me? My mom found this. My mom found our podcast. Whoa. Our podcast. So, hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Anita.
Oh, no. Don't tell me Steve's here, too.
Steve did find it as well. They both listened to it.
Imagine being married and a couple, because that usually goes hand in hand. And you're just like, hey, this is my kid's podcast. Let's just listen up.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. And I'm the only one. So,
you're the kid.
I am the kid. So, yeah. So, hi, Mom and Dad. I cut my own hair because it was driving me banana sandwich. And, this book I'm reading called The Ninth House. I didn't think it was going to wreck me like it did recently, but it wrecked me recently. Where, basically it got to a point where this character disappears, and then it's the assumption is that, they're going to get him back. And, they had this whole, it's a magical and mystical world. It's all fantasy because that's the stuff that I read. And in this fantasy world, he disappeared and he's gone. Whatever. They're doing a ritual on a full moon night, and they're like, we're going to get him back. And in my head, I'm like, this ritual is not going to work. But by the end of the book, they're going to get him back. No, the ritual worked, but the ritual worked and summoned something else. Something else that that used his voice. And then they were like, well, he was consumed by a demon. And that means a demon. And that means that his soul, nobody survives that. And I was like, I just got used to liking this person. I actually like him compared to where I didn't, where I was like, he's kind of pompous. I like him now, and he's gone forever. And because I am that person, when that happened, I was like, I have to skip to the end of the book to know if he's really there or not. No. He's not there. He's not there. I'm upset.
You're a skipper.
I am that person. You know this.
Didn't know this.
Are you sure? Because I've done that with... Remember when we were watching... You, me, and Courtney were watching Defending Jacob, and I was like, I have all these theories. And then I had to look up the theories to see if I was right.
Wait, didn't I do that too?
You also... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, am I... Am I Judas?
No.
Is this Judas? No. That is. Oh. Well, I'm sorry that your book is ruining you.
It wrecked me a little bit. I have 50 pages left of it, and it just like it like made me very sad. There is gonna be another one, so like there's a sequel to it, and I don't know if there's gonna be like it's gonna be a trilogy or not, but
Oh,
the Ninth House is pretty good. It's kind of a slow burn in the beginning, but then things get really interesting.
yeah. Okay.
What about
Anything else
you?
going on?
No, that's about it. Other than
I am 3 pages of a story. It's dog, book, fire alarm. Got it.
yes.
I don't know what. Well, I don't know what's going on in terms of things that I'm watching because I don't. I'm mainly like a YouTube body lately. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I've been watching a lot of the YouTubes and usually just Smosh and um, Markiplier. Honestly, like I'm just kind of being a man child when it comes to YouTube. But no, I haven't been doing too much. I actually, what today when I was with my staff member, I wrote it down because I was like, I need to talk about this really stupid story, um, which lends to a larger conversation. But um, when I was in my office today, I don't know what exactly I was doing. I think I was hanging up like a portrait or something, and I was getting in the top drawer,
You
and I
have
got the
portraits.
tacks out. I
Is it a
not
self-portrait?
no, it's a. I mean, maybe actually in my office, my very professional office, it's just a whole bunch of pictures of me naked on a
Oh,
very on a bearskin rug. That's all that's in my office. No, it is it is a Five Below picture that is all black, and in white letters it says "Life is good." What is it? It's something stupid.
what did you
Like
just become those basic people of like the live, laugh,
I
love?
know. Yeah. It's stupid. I forget what it is. Nevertheless, I got the tax out to put it on a bulletin board because that's in my office and whatever. So I took 2 tacks, put the picture up, and when I backed up to look at it, my butt was caressed by the desk drawer, and I my first reaction. Granted, our producer, Nick, whatever we want to call him,
Oh,
Nick is in
Nick.
the room as well. So I just back up onto it and I'm like, oh, my desk got fresh. And that was my, and when I said that, I just said it just happened. And then Nick looks at me and he's like, what? And I was like, I don't know what to do.
Jessica
So
Fred.
my desk got fresh with me, and that was the first time I've been touched in a long time. So my desk and I are now in a romantic relationship with each other, all because of the gentle caress of my buttocks.
I'm, was it consensual? Because that's what really matters.
I backed up into it and said, and I quote, "My desk is getting fresh."
So that doesn't.
So I'm gonna go with excited no.
Oh, did you have did you
Yep.
have a conversation with your desk after about consent?
I mean, obviously, I'm not in a relationship with my desk, and if anyone on this podcast was not aware already, desks are not human beings, nor do they feel things, other than my butt. Obviously, desks don't have emotions. So if I talk to my desk, that usually is a sign of some type of psychological issue.
Listen, you didn't
I
answer the
am.
question
Did I talk to my desk? No, I was too busy just trying to
about
get over.
consent.
Oh, uh, I don't think you can receive consent from desks.
Wouldn't you be the person giving the consent to the desk for caressing your butt?
I can genuinely say I don't think at this point on will I ever give inanimate objects. Maybe I will. Let's see how 2021 goes through.
I was gonna say you can't say never.
Never say never.
Justin Bieber, there you go. There it is.
Is it the hair? I can make it. Is it happening? There it is.
No.
There it is. Am I Canadian now? Am I a Canadian 14-year-old pop star?
You could be.
I was like, baby, baby, baby. Oh, just sing that in the style of Moira from Schitt's Creek. Just be like, baby. You don't know that.
I was gonna
I'm
say
just
I
gonna
don't.
shut it. It's gone. So there's nothing. I don't really know what's.
Now
I
that we've
don't know what's
discovered that we're both not relatable to each other anymore, the podcast is officially over. We've run out of things
oh.
to talk about.
I'm so glad every single episode we found a way to just end this podcast. It's like I don't remember what the first episode was because that was a long time ago, but last time it was Chick-fil-A. Oh, we're gone. This is it. No one's going to talk to us ever again. And now it's all because inanimate objects are causing us to just not be the
No,
same.
it's because we don't have anything in common. Because you're like, you don't watch that. You don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna shut up
Yeah,
now. And I was like, hooray, that's it. We don't have anything in common anymore.
yeah, you're right. I will say that my I think that my what's her name, Catherine O'Hara. I think my impression of her playing Moira is pretty spot on. You just
You
have to you have to do something with your mouth that makes the sound just ba ba.
you also who else do you do really well? Nick Kroll as
As a
Lola.
female, yeah.
You're not gonna bring Lola.
Andrew. I don't remember what any of those quotes are. It's been so long since I watched
And
Kroll Show and Big Mouth.
what about the dolphin, the dolphoodle?
It's a dafudo.
Yes.
Something with his finger. It's like he thinks the baby corns.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I can't.
Because there was that. Oh, you also are Shakira in my phone. And sometimes you can do Kermit the Frog.
Only I seldom do Kermit the Frog.
I feel like Kermit
Yeah,
just comes out.
I'm not gonna do it. Did you see me like play with like the throat posture and my tongue just getting into position? Like, hey guys, oh my god, it's Kermit the Frog on the podcast.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So for those who don't know, there was a Vine back in the day where this girl was like, "This is my impression of when Shakira tests the water and if it's hot or not, or to test the temperature or whatever." And so this is where this originated from, the me quoting Vines, as I've probably already done so far. You're just getting emotionally prepared over there.
This is my favorite thing.
Yes.
I literally, when you did this to me all the time, I put you in my phone as Cody Shakira. And then I remember texting somebody your number and it came up Cody Shakira.
What do I don't um so again, I apologize. I don't know what this is going to sound like, Nick. You might just need to make us sound good. And I haven't done this probably in like a year at the least.
Nick does an overlay of Shakira's actual voice.
Yeah. It's like Shakira and J-Lo at whatever Super Bowl it was. Wait, was it J-Lo? We're going to go with
It
yes.
was 2020. It was last year.
Yeah. When she's just like bloop, bloop, right into the microphone. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is my impression. So now I'm doing the impression of the girl who's doing the impression, but this is my impression of when Shakira tests the water to see if it's too hot. Should I go towards the microphone? I'll do it. That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
That was more like Cher.
No, that was more like Cher.
That was you're developing into Cher now.
Do you believe in that? Yeah, I don't even. Are we going to be copyrighted, infringed? Are we going to? We don't make money, and Cher. I love you.
Cher does.
Was that it?
That was better.
Okay.
That
It's
was
been
better.
so long.
Yes. Yes.
I've been exposed in 4 different characters today. And my desk loves it, so
Oh.
I'll fill you in later.
Hot.
So that's it for me.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was gonna say, well, if you want to to shift into, because I can talk about my one time that I used a really incriminating accent that was just bad.
Yes, I am ready for this.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It was St. Patty's Day is literally right around the corner. When you're listening to this, it's already happened. But
But for us, it's in hours.
yes, but for Cody and I, we also went to Ireland together at one point in time.
Oh, God.
So we I don't remember what we were doing during the day, but um but we found Nandos for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Nandos is the best. We found Nandos for the first time, and I actually recently just found Nando sauce again and got stupid
Ooh,
excited about it.
peri peri all the way.
I miss because I have something, it's something garlic and
It's the
something,
good one.
yeah, lemon.
That helps no one who has no clue what we're talking about.
Like, what is
It's the good
Nandos?
one. Yeah.
Nandos is just like it's chicken, and I don't. It's not. It's based. Where is
I
Nandos?
think it's South African, right?
Yes, yes. And
Now, the question, which I don't know, and I don't know if you know the answer to, is it South African as in it originated in South Africa, or is it South African in the way that we say, like, Tex Mex? You know?
I think it originated in South Africa.
Mm,
I
it's so
think
good.
it's so good.
And in the US, I think you can only really get it in DC, right?
DC, Maryland,
There's like less than 5 locations, I think.
that area, and then like I think there's some maybe on the West Coast, but
Mm.
it's predominantly like I'm pretty sure it's predominantly South Africa and then like the UK.
Yeah, so good. Nevertheless, Homegirl found the lemon pepper yummy yum
I'm so excited. I
peri
found their
peri.
sauce. Their sauce is
Yeah.
so great. But we were at Nando's, and I had been in Ireland the year prior at the same
Mhm.
exact Nando's. So when we got into the mall, I was like, I think I know where I am. Um, so we went to Nando's for dinner, and there was a whole squad of us. And so there's a show called Dairy Girls. Did you ever watch Dairy Girls?
I did not know.
Uh,
So this is where we have to end the podcast again because we're not
again.
relevant. Yep. Yep.
But there's a show called Dairy Girls, and it basically looks at the life of teenagers during the Troubles in Ireland, like in Northern Ireland specifically. London Dairy or Dairy, which is what the show, like the name is based off of. And we were at Nan. So before I
You're
get
doing
to,
so great.
I'm having a hard time. Before I get to like putting things on top of things. I binge watched Dairy Girls, and our mutual friend Courtney, um, I had gone over to her house and unknowingly to me started talking in a really terrible Irish accent because I had watched the show for so many hours before going over to her house. So in in the Nando's bathroom, I thought I was by myself and whipped out a line from one of the characters in Dairy Girls, which is Jesus Christ, Aaron. But I didn't say it like that. I said it, oh, I don't think it's gonna be really bad. It was like, Jesus Christ, Aaron. And some lady came in and was like, excuse me, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. And then skirted out of the bathroom because I was so embarrassed and came back to the table and just laughed. Do you remember that now?
I do now. Yes.
And just laughed because I was like, I'm an idiot. I'm a whole
Yeah.
idiot. And like either that lady thought that I was thought that I was an idiot, or she was like, who is this random Irish girl that's like having a moment with Aaron in the bathroom? Or was I
Yikes.
talking about myself?
You
Who
are
knows?
third person. You are Aaron from the Irelands. The Irelands.
Maybe that's like my alter ego is Erin, and she's an Irish lady.
I love that. That's good.
Sure.
I don't know if you remember the video, and I don't remember the saying, but there was that one phrase. So, for context, we were in Ireland for just over 2 weeks. I think it was like 17 days or something like that. Um, and I want to say it was like a week in. I don't remember what exactly the phrase was, but Courtney has this video of me saying something with an Irish accent, and it sounds like I am an Irish native speaker, and it's something about nipples. Do you remember what it is?
No. I remember still water, and that's what I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
talk about.
No, no, this one has something to do with like as my nipples or something like that. It was so and it was a whole sentence. Um and she has it on audio somewhere. Or I think it's also a video, because also the Stillwater conversations also on video. Um, and I want to say it was towards the middle of our trip, if not like more towards the beginning of the middle. And
Mhm.
my lord, I just remember that being a thing, and then we never talked about it again. But this, so for context, Stillwater is what they call non-carbonated water. So I made the joke. Again, this is awful, awful content. I'm so sorry you're still here with us. Um, so I said, "Hey, what is this?" And then Courtney was like, "It's water." And I said, "Hey, Courtney, what is this?" And she's like, "It's water." And I'm like, "It's still water." Again, I'll see myself out. We're done. See, I'm surprised you even laughed because I did not set myself up for success. I am a failure. I'm gonna go cry to my desk. It'll hold me appropriately.
Don't don't cry. Don't be sad. Go get a tattoo. I think of that TikTok all the time.
I don't disagree. It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
it has
All
been.
right. So I think we're yes. So Ireland and Irish and St. Patty's. Before we move into some other things, do you have anything else from our trip that you want to talk about?
I was I just kind of wanted to like so the first time around I got to go on a really dope ass Game of Thrones tour, and that was basically like see I know. I wish you could have went on it. It was I got the chance to see like all of the things Stark and all of the things Winterfell, and it was amazing. But the second year was better because you and I got to go together to the exhibit,
Yeah.
and we lost our damn minds that entire time.
Yeah.
And it was
Also, for I was gonna say what is really fascinating for those who did watch Game of Thrones is this was probably I think we went when the season finale, like it was like the day after the season finale, possibly.
yes.
And so at this point, if you think of like the production of Game of Thrones and how long it takes to record and do production things, I don't know, videography and editing and whatever. At this point, the King's Landing scene in episode 4 or 5. And again, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say the significant King's Landing scenes. Yeah, I think it is 5. That set was still built and up that we can actually see all of the tops of the buildings. And this exhibit was right next to there. And that was just, I think that's the first time I've ever seen a set so close. Um, and I think, honestly, I know that that's something we didn't need to pay for, but I think that was one of the most impactful things of like being able to see something like I saw that on TV.
So thinking about that, because like we got a really cool impromptu tour because of the bus driver we had.
Oh, right.
Because when we got to see where the Greyjoys, I was like,
Yep.
Theon, what is
Yeah. The Iron Islands.
yes. So we got to kind of go see that, um and then there were people that were a part of a tour that went to see that, that paid to see that, and were
Yeah.
acting out, and they were like, "What is the saying?" Oh my gosh, where they drowned his
Right.
what is
So if
dead?
any,
What is dead will never die.
right. Yeah.
And they were just chanting that on rocks, and it was amazing.
Yeah. For the audio people, if well, the video people will see this. I actually have the Game of Thrones flags throughout my apartment. Erica has some as well in her bedroom. So we share a little appreciation for the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Forever love them. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
I have a ton of pop figures, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah, I think I was it that I bought you the banners?
You bought me the Targaryen one, and then I bought myself the Stark one to even it out.
Darn it.
Because
Oh,
they're
okay.
my
Well, then good.
favorite.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
said it that way because what I was gonna say is you stole the banners from me, but I stole the pop figures from you because now I have
Technically, yeah.
pop figures. I loved your pop figures. So I'm like, I want to say this right, and I didn't want it to sound one sided and that I was the issue.
That I was
So we're just mutually stealing all of the insignia. All right. So with St. Patty's Day, closing the book on the beautiful Game of Thrones, don't care what your opinion about season 8 is. We're not going to talk about it because it was fine. Uh, let's talk about St. Patty's Day and all the things Irish outside of Ireland. Um, so
sorry, it
I'm
just started
Irish.
raining here.
It's raining because I said I'm Irish. And it's like you need to cleanse that out. No, I'm Irish according to all of my ancestry.com and 23andMe, and it tells me I am. I don't
I
know
am
my
too.
heritage from that. Um, so I didn't know if you found any research on like your Irish heritage or not.
So I don't know if you can hear that. It is really
You
like things are
can.
happening. You can hear that sound?
It sounds like you're tinkling a little bit. You're
I'm
doing a
just
little tink
peeing.
tink.
Just peeing at my desk. At my desk, at my table. This is not a desk. I have the table. I have the table. I have a table in my apartment that is ungodly big for my
Yes, you
apartment,
do.
and it just makes me laugh. Um, so I let me log in because it kicked me out of
All right.
23andMe.
Well, while you're
But
doing that, I'll talk about mine.
yeah.
So according to mine, I am um, specifically Ireland. I'm 8% now. Just so everyone's aware, with all these are just estimates. It's very hard to tell these things. I mean, they're pulling info from info of info, so it's difficult. And also in this situation, Northern Ireland, though it's not a part of Ireland right now, we are those are grouped together as Ireland being the island. So I am 8% Irish, according to Ancestry. And according to 23andMe, I am a beautiful number that I'm sure is going to come up eventually. I think it's just going to tell me I'm broadly European. So
Oh.
I'm super white, is what it's telling me. Yeah,
Um.
they're just like, hey, you're broadly Northwestern European. We're just not even going to try.
So, interestingly enough, I was 50%. I was split 50%. I haven't been on 23andMe in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Um, and I was 54% French German, and like the other percentage was higher percent was British Irish. I am
Mm.
also I am up now 99.6% European, but my heritage changed, but I think it's because I got more info. And this has nothing to do with Ireland, but I am now 87% German.
Oh my god. So Germanic Europe.
Yeah.
Is that what yours comes up? Yeah, so I that's interesting because I think I was always around that 50% mark for Germanic Europe because that actually covers part of Austria, which I know that my great grandmother's from or her family is from. Um, but yeah, I'm 48%. So we're just super German. Good. Cheers to
Yeah.
us. That's not this
I
holiday, but cheers to us.
This is not this holiday. We could talk about it in Oktoberfest. Um,
There we go.
I also had a thought that, like, here for our listeners, you can also weigh in too. Um, but for like a Halloween episode, because we were both English majors once, we should write scary stories.
My, you're going to be scared because of how bad it is for me.
Yeah, let's
And be
go.
like, I'm scared to sleep at night because I heard trash for 30 minutes.
I heard trash for 30 minutes.
So how
So
Irish are you?
I am 12.4% British Irish. So I've drastically changed.
Okay.
Um, but mine I used to kind of spill down into like Ireland as the whole island, but now I'm more so in Belfast, which is fine because Belfast was my favorite place.
I was like, where are you getting this information? I forgot that you're on 23andMe.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you getting this information?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I am
23andMe is like, I'm just not even in the mood to tell you about that.
yeah. I'm still I'm still just shocked by the percentage that is German now.
Yeah, so if you look at it that way, my in terms of 23andMe, I'm 69.8% French German.
I am strictly German.
You are just a
It
lot
it
of
doesn't
things.
it doesn't
Okay.
even give it like, it doesn't even give me a French breakdown. It's strictly everything is in Germany, which
Right.
I knew. Like, I was surprised it was so low because I remember growing up, I used to tell my mom Hi, mom. I'm just telling Anita hi a lot today. But I used to tell my mom, I would be like, "We're not German, we're British." Like, I really wanted to be from England. Um, and then like like found appreciation of being like of my German heritage, and I took that and I was like, "See, part of us are from the UK. I just need you to know." She was not impressed, but it's fine.
Yeah. I just kind of wish I knew my 8%.
Yes,
Like I love the idea of like shields and like what are they called, like
like the
family,
crests.
yes, family crests, which I know the German one for my last name. It's and I know like my close relatives their maiden names. So I know where they kind of would land, and my issue comes down to of like I don't know what the Irish last name in my family is. So I kind of wish I knew that.
I don't think I know. So the German, so my last name is so generic, it's not even funny. Um, but the German last name would come from Groover, and then
Mm.
so Groover is my grandpa's side, and then Zepp is my grandma's side, which then goes back to Zeppelin. So there's also interesting. My what was she? She was, oh my gosh, my academic advisor in English in undergrad. Her last name was Gruber, and I looked at her and I was like, we might be related because Groover and Gruber, and just like
Right.
the split of that kind of like coming over and like
Yeah.
how that split out. So interesting.
We need to connect with them, and we need sponsorship, and we need all the things to make us find out if you're related to this person.
Are we getting
So
sponsorship
Google,
from?
I think Google. I know that Google doesn't own 23andMe, but from my understanding, a Google person's wife is the one that invented 23andMe or has like a significant place. So Google, I know you're listening.
Yeah,
Let's make this work. So
yeah.
I know you are an avid fan. Maybe I'm talking too much about it, but I know you're an avid fan of Irish folklore.
You say that, you say that like I talk about it every day. I am
You
just
wake up, Irish folklore. You get a shower, praise Irish folklore into all of the water coming into you. Uh, you go for a walk, you tell your dog commands in folklore.
in Irish, in Gaelic.
Yes, yes.
Um, no. So I just really
Thank
appreciate.
you,
Thank you.
thank
Um,
you.
I just really appreciate like stories and storytelling, um, and lore in that. And I think the one that comes to mind. So our friend that we keep talking about, Courtney, when we were in Ireland, she bought me a book called The O'Brien Book of Irish Fairy Tales and Legends.
Hmm.
I have it. That I was like, I need to read this because I don't actually know what it's like. The title is, and I think the one that I like the most in it is about the Giant's Causeway.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah, we've talked about this.
We were
So
there.
yeah, well, and that's why.
Mm-hmm.
What was that face about?
We were there. We did that. Hmm. Yeah.
We did do that, but
Hmm.
like, so Scotland has a very similar coastline, and the story around it is that there were two giants and they would just throw rocks at each other from the coast, and that's why they have the basalt, like the hexagonal
Yeah.
rock formations there. I don't think that's right. Figure we'll bleh. We'll fix that later. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. But like they have like these hexagonal making up words now because I
Trigonomagal.
yes.
You got it.
But
You're doing a great
they
job.
have these fascinating looking stone structures. Yes. Vomit in my mouth. That's what that face told me. Uh, so, are you okay?
I'm not doing all right. You literally told me to upchuck into your mouth.
No, not in mine. Not in mine. Your face
Mhm.
to
But
me
that's
said that
okay.
you in your head were like, I'm gonna vomit right now in my mouth.
There were just so many. Okay. Anyway, so rock formation. They're
So,
throwing rocks. I
yes,
just
they're
put a
throwing.
W in the word rock. What's happening?
I was just gonna
Yep.
keep
They're
going.
throwing rocks. All right. Go ahead. Bebe, they're throwing rocks.
um,
You were saying?
I can't. Um,
Yeah, they throw rocks back and forth.
so they were throwing rocks, and do you want to tell this story?
I don't know the story.
Damn it. um, so they're throwing rocks, and then the one day something happens, and the other giant, the Irish side giant, challenges the Scottish giant. So the Scottish giant comes running across the ocean to the Irish giant, and because he's a little bit smaller, so he pretends to be a baby. Um, and then his mom or wife, I don't really, it's all very loose in my head, like brings him in, and then they defeat him, and then the Irish side giant becomes the main giant. But why are rocks so hard? Not
That's a
the
larger question.
why is our conversation around rocks just really challenging? Um, but but yes, so that's how you get those rock formations that are just really beautiful, and then people go and see them and hang out there, and we got to see it, and then we got to see the dark forest. That's not what it's called. Dark hedges.
Yes. Um, I don't know too much of the folklore related to Ireland other than I can talk about what we went through when we went there. So there was this one which you can tell the actual story about, but there was this like fairy garden, and you had to go backwards down the steps or backwards up the
Oh,
steps. Yeah, you talk about that. I'm not smart.
Blarney Castle, is that where we were at?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Blarney Castle has a lot of folklore around like around the gardens, and I only know a lot about it because the first year I went, Kim, who is just one of
Kim,
right? Kim. Hi, heart
Kim,
Kim. Kim
I
is the
do,
best.
I do too. Kim, if you're listening, what are you doing here?
Kim, if you're listening, we love you. Um, but I only know about it because Kim showed us around and shared all of this information with us. But there are different parts of being around Blarney Castle. Um, but off to the side there's like a fairy garden area, and in the fairy garden there's two different stories. So one is these steps, so if you make a wish while walking backwards down it, your wish is supposed to come true, but you have to walk backwards with your eyes closed.
Right. That
There's a
was scary.
railing. It was scary. There's a railing, and then sometimes you'll get really nice people at the bottom. So for people that are just having the audio portion, Cody just out of nowhere snuck a dino nugget up into his little face.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice. I'm just really hungry
You did it in slow motion.
because I thought you wouldn't notice from a fast motion, you know, or
You
you
know,
wouldn't notice it was slow enough.
oh no, you're still doing it in slow motion. So if you want to see that, go watch us on YouTube. Um, but
Unarticulate.
unarticulate.
Hmm.
Um,
Anyway.
but
Hmm.
it's really like it's definitely really cool to experience because there's a waterfall off to the side as well. So when you get down to the bottom, like there's this little pool area. Don't go in it, but there's like this little pool area. Um, and the first year I went, it was a little bit more hazy, so it seemed a little bit more magical. The day that we
Yeah.
went, we actually had really nice weather the
Yeah.
entire time we were there.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who commented on it. Wasn't the isn't the saying something like the Americans bring the nice weather? Or,
I think they said that a few times to us, yeah.
yeah. And then they asked us about Donald Trump, and we're just like,
They
uh,
they did that a lot. They did do
yeah.
that a lot. And we're like, we don't claim him. Um, but so there's that, and then there's the witch's kitchen, where there's a rock that looks like a witch's nose, and it looks like she's stirring a cauldron, and people will like if so the lore around that is that if you get caught in the forest after it gets dark, she's gonna find you and she eats you. Um, I think that's the lore. I could be wrong. Again, not 100% on all of this, but or yeah, so there's that, and then like you can also leave donations, like you can leave coin donations, and if you take from those donations, it's also said that she goes and like finds you where you are, like finds you where you live and just eats you. Mildly terrifying. And I think those are the ones that I remember the most. Blarney Castle has so much ground to look at because you have the actual castle where you go up and you kiss the Blarney Stone.
My
And
gosh, that's terrifying.
for those who have never been to Ireland or don't are planning on going to Ireland like in the distant future and trying to figure out like what that looks like, I don't even know if it's going to be a thing anymore because of COVID, but like kissing the Blarney Stone is yeah. Kissing the Blarney Stone is that you lay on your back and then there are these bars and you pull yourself out and down in this like little nook and then you kiss this stone that you're not even sure what it is. And then you pull yourself back out and the guy that's there helps you sit up.
Yes,
So like you're upside down the entire time. So it's
that's
definitely
terrifying.
yeah, it's
As
definitely
someone
nice.
who is not a fan of heights, I vividly remember. Uh, I still get chills if I think about. Yes.
Yeah, it's like oh, yeah. So, but next, so the Blarney Castle, and then next to the Blarney Castle is the Poison Garden, which shows
Hmm.
you all of the plants that you can use to kill people with murder.
Uh,
And then there was that mansion
that
behind
was a
it.
nice.
Yes. And then the fairy garden area, and then there was like another section that I don't actually know. It's just you could spend a whole day there and still not have seen everything.
Yeah, we I think we spent a couple hours there, right? And then we went to that really famous pub bar thing, right?
Dirty Nelly's was Bunratty.
Bunratty Castle. That's right. That's where we laid in the grass.
That is where we laid in the grass.
So one day you all will be privy if this ever takes off. Before Erica takes off and leaves me high and dry in America. Um, if
Well,
this
where
ever
am I
takes off, you
going?
all. I just assume that one day you're just gonna give up on the U.S. and just fly to another country and just never come back. In
I'll
the
still
like
keep
you're
looking.
living way,
Yeah,
just gonna yeah. You are not dead in this scenario.
we could still do
Uh,
this podcast. We'll just have to figure out time zones and stuff.
yeah, that sounds like a whole challenge that I'm not ready
That's
emotionally
like a
for.
that's a future problem. That's not a now
Yeah,
problem.
right. So one day, hopefully, you all will see the photo of what was supposed to. We were trying to make our cover photo for the podcast. Um, it was going to be us laying in the grass in the field that in that area. Um, but my Photoshop skills are not that great, dismal at best, and it looked bad.
Can you also talk about the other really
The
great
sheep.
picture?
So we were driving around, not us, but like this our whole touring group, and I forget why we stopped. I think it was when we were doing the Iron Islands Game of Thrones piece, and we were waiting by the bus, and there were this nice large piece of land that just had sheep or goats, sheep, uh, goat sheep. You know, the mix of the two. No, they were sheep, and there's just a photo of it. I forget how the pose happened, but Erica, being my dad, um, she's pointing out, and I'm pointing at the sheep, like, "Is that a sheep?" And she's pointing, like, "That's a sheep." And so the photo of us just pointing at sheep, and if I had to quantify our friendship, it would be it would be us pointing at sheep. That's a sheep. Yeah, that is a sheep. Um, and I'm glad this is where we're at.
Yes. That's probably my favorite picture. There's that
Yeah.
one, and then there's actually one from Blarney Castle where we're in a stump and I'm in the front and you're behind me.
Yeah. Oh gosh. That was right at the top of the steps where you had to go backwards or whatever.
It was at like that landing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times. Why are all of our best photos taken in other countries?
I don't know.
Darn it, America, get it together.
Because I think whenever we're here, it's you and I, you taking pictures of me, or
Mm.
me taking pictures of you.
It be like that sometimes.
It do. It
It
do.
dooby dooby doo. Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
Do you have a favorite part of that trip?
do I?
Yeah.
Um, you would
And
think
then
I
the
would.
ring came out of the screen.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much that happened in 17 days. What vividly sticks out to me, which is so stupid, and
Wait,
it's
hold
like
on.
so irrelevant.
So what was your favorite part about Ireland? Like what was your favorite part about the trip?
I you would think that I would know because I was thinking about it. No. Um there's so many things that happened in 17 days that I'm just like, this it's a stupid thing, but it was very significant in the way that it happened, I guess. So when we were in Dublin, we stayed at a place. It was very nice. It was, I think, 3 stories of the whole place that we stayed in, maybe four. Um, and our party group was about 12, I think, right? 13, 11,
15.
15. So we all 15 of us stayed in this place, and it was fine. It was, I mean, it was what it was. It was great. But across the street was this bar. Um, well, I guess it was a pub, not a bar. And I just remember going to this pub at night, the nights we were there, and just kind of gathering what, like, granted, Dublin is very New York style, like in the way that it's kind of like a clustering of things. Plus, it's kind of like a fake idea of what Ireland is. Like, you're not going to see that if you go to, I don't know.
If you go to like Limerick, Galway.
Right, right. Yeah, I was thinking specifically Galway. Um, Nevertheless, when we were there, it was just nice to kind of get that feel, and that was the first place that we were staying. So it was just a nice experience to kind of like capture what it was like to see Irish individuals interacting, and I got to connect with a couple more people that I never really connected with in that way. Um, and just like being, it was weird. It was good though. I was responsible as compared to my peers, but it was good.
I was gonna say, I feel like when y'all did that, Sibel and I went to sleep super early and then flew to Amsterdam the next day.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I was upset I didn't get to do that because I would love to do that one day, but I understood why you all did it because we had the opportunity to do the things that you did the year before on that day.
Yeah.
So it's
Because
fine.
like,
Everything's fine.
well, and so for me it makes more sense like because I can't drink, go
Yeah.
let me phrase this in a different way. Go see the Guinness factory. Whether you can drink or not, go experience the Guinness factory because you're going to learn a lot about it. When I went to see it, they did like some step dancing or some Irish dancing. It was super cool, and you just get to like you get to experience something that you don't normally get to experience. And then by the end of it, you go to the top of the
Yeah.
factory, and you get to look out like all out across Dublin, and and it's beautiful. The view is beautiful, and then you get to have a pint. But there's like other things along the way too, where like they
Right.
teach you about how they make their Guinness and like how to like pour one, and you can learn how to like appropriately pour a Guinness. So it's really cool, really fascinating. But for me, it wasn't worth financially. It wasn't worth my money to go back when I can't drink and I had already seen it. So I was like, let me
Right.
go experience this other thing. Because
Right.
what happened was that I was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do when y'all were exploring and stuff that day. And Sibel came in and was like, I'm going to Amsterdam tomorrow. And I was like, I'm going to Amsterdam with you.
Yeah.
And we had the there are so many funny stories from that. Um oh my gosh, it was amazing. But you yes, if you ever get a chance because also flying I'm not finishing sentences. Also in flying in Europe, it's a lot cheaper to fly within Europe than it is to fly like from
Right.
America to
Yeah.
a different country. So, because I think ticket like round trip ticket was like $50.
It's fine.
You will go.
Yeah. I mean, it's I not thanks to COVID. Speaking of, I was while we took a quick break, um,
I
I
had to
was
pee.
moving some
Sorry.
things. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to share that, but you already offered it. So
Here it
I
is.
got my COVID vaccine today, um, and my arm it was not sore. I got it around 8:30 this morning, something like that. And it is now when recording about 12 hours later. I would say about 8 hours later is when the soreness started to kick in, and I'm just like, where were you all day? Why you do this now? This is Cody's time,
This is
you
my
know?
time. This is
It was
peaceful
my
time.
time. It was my time. So, but yes, I would love in a non-COVID world to go to all the places and do all the things. Probably not kiss a rock again, especially after strangers. Actually, it wasn't stranger. I was a little bit after people. So like I kissed a rock that people I knew kissed, but whoever was first kissed a rock with people they didn't know.
This is true. This is very true. Sorry, I I left so when I talked about leaving my door open, um I left my door open because my dog was losing her mind in my apartment. So I was like, go run around. The hall is empty. Go run around. And one of the hall directors, who I love dearly, sent me a picture of her, and she was at the back door of the building just creeping out, just being a creep. And then she recently came back, and now she's laying down in the hallway. But I was like, what is happening? Um, yes.
Oh, Storm. She's doing her thing.
She is
I'm
her own lady.
surprised that Leo did not come out and he wasn't. He's sick and he's all the sneezes. I think I demonstrated it for you and I apologize for all the popping. I'm just going to turn myself down. But he was like and just imagine that for like 5 minutes straight of just him doing that. It was a hot mess express.
What a sneezy
And
boy.
I know. But he's all cuddly now because he's not feeling well. So it's just like score one for cat dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet, sweet little bean.
Do you have any plans for this week?
So how I was like, I think I'm going to Vermont. I'm actually probably going on Friday. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out on Friday.
Yes.
And I am so excited about it. I am going to be a little perturbed if they make Sharon Carter anybody's love interest because it's unnecessary. It doesn't need to happen. Anyway, I know it's going to happen because Marvel just like can't, but like it needs to not happen. Um
Yeah.
But so that comes out Friday. Also, um, oh my gosh, the Justice League,
Oh yeah, the new cut
Zack
of it.
Snyder, yeah,
Yeah.
cut comes out. So that's happening. So I'm excited for those things. But I am planning on driving down to Assateague, down
Up
in
to
down, down.
Oh, you are I
'Cause
thought you were talking about driving up to New Vermont.
I'm not going to Vermont anymore.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm going to acetate because it's cold. It got really cold here, and
Yeah,
it's probably freezing in New England, and I don't want to be a part of that.
true.
Like if I'm being honest, I don't want to be a part of that. So I was like, let me go down to the ocean. Like let's go be near the
Yeah.
beach. So that's my plan. I'm also because of St. Patrick's Day, I am having fish and chips with mushy peas and Irish soda bread tomorrow, and I can't wait.
You do love soda bread.
I do. Specifically the
Yes.
brown soda bread. Their brown soda bread is the best.
Yeah, I am I doing anything special? I'm on call this weekend, so I'm restricted to my job area, and I'm just like this is going to be a silent weekend. Nobody's going to be irresponsible. Everyone's just going to sit like in a chair like this with no motion for 3 days, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And I need to keep telling myself that, or I am just going to be sad, you know? Um, it's gonna be an interesting weekend. Maybe I'll watch uh, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Maybe I'll get caught up on Animal Crossing because that never happened. Maybe I'll finally write. Maybe I'll write that horror story for Halloween. You know,
We could
probably
tag
not.
team. We could tag team some horror.
It's gonna be bad.
I
I
mean,
need you to know it's gonna be bad.
we'll
It's
figure it out.
it's it's not gonna work. All
Maybe
right.
we
Well,
could viewer submissions.
maybe. Well, a happy St. Patrick's Day. Go be smart and responsible. Crack a guinea.
Crack a guinea.
Crack a guinea. Go to Guinness. Do other Irish things. I don't want to. I shouldn't say that everything's related to alcohol with Ireland, but do the things, have the funds, be
Do
the
things that make you
responsibles.
happy.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a Guinness. Not sponsored. Give us money, Guinness. I'm
We're
I'm poor. I'm sad.
we're, we're not sponsors. We're not asking. We're not groveling like this again.
Guinness.
We did this. Stop it. We did this our first one. Knock it off.
Guinness, can you give us money?
Stop it.
All right. Hold on. Just for the end.
Knock it off. Now,
We are now ASMR. So thank you all for listening. If you're joining us from the podcast areas, go ahead and leave us a rating on wherever you listen to your podcast. Give us a subscribe. If you're on the YouTubes, go ahead and give us a like, a subscribe if you love us. Every comment that talks about um, the skull on Erica's hat will get us one step closer to nothing. So thanks for that. We appreciate it. I don't know what's happening. I need to go to bed.
all right.
All
We'll see
right.
you next. We'll see you next time.
What a great outro.
I
We're
don't
gonna
have a
figure it out.
better one.
Hey, stay
You do you,
sexy.
boo. Nope.
Nope, that's already coined.
Yep.
There we go.
Patty cake.
Patty cake, patty
Patty
Irish.
cake.
All
Patty
right, I think
goodbye.
that's enough.
If you just cut it off, it's just like an Irish goodbye.